Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Good evening, Geek America. How's everybody doing? A little bit earlier because my schedule, as I've explained for the last 2 weeks, is just all over the place. So I get in what I can fit in. So we're doing the show earlier. The schedule was all kinds of messed up last night. Actually, we went a little bit longer last night than I expected to go because Brad derailed the show. But other than that, we had a good talk. So Brad needs to get her and get the fuck in here because my tolerance for Mortal Kombat 2 is only going to last as long as he can talk about it, and then we're going to cut it off. I have not watched the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer because I saw the first one. It was a complete waste of my time. Have no desire to see a sequel to that. I don't think this trailer is going. This will be my first time watching it when we bring him in. I don't think that this trailer is going to change my mind about it, but I'll take a look at it. Also, there's another Fantastic Four clip that we're going to take a look at. The one where it actually shows Galactus. This time they actually show Galactus, so we're going to take a look at that. Before we get started, you know where I will be 1 week from now. Literally, while I'm sitting here right now, 7 days from now, I will be wrapping up in some way, shape, or form night one of San Diego Comic-Con 2025. As a matter of fact, me and Rhea at this time next week will just be wrapping up with Fantastic Four because I got us tickets for next an 8 o'clock showing. Barely got in, by the way. Fantastic Four. I actually am giving away tickets to see it the prior day, but I will already be in San Diego come Wednesday night when we get our pre-screening going. So, but hey, if you would like to send William to Comic-Con in style and you want us to watch both of these really bad movies that we selected, we're already going to be watching one. We're already going to do Ace Ventura sometime during this weekend. And then if we reach our goal, which is another $140, we will do one of the absolute asinine dumbest movies ever made in Dumb and Dumber. But here you go. The link is up there. You don't have to use the SE Pay. You can also use the PayPal link. Hold on. Just getting me. So there you go. We are about $140 away from the final goal of sending me to Comic-Con in style. I will be covering as much as my body can hold up, and as much time as I have. I will be all over the Gaslamp District. I will be all over the pop-up events. We will be in Hall H. We will be on Hall H on multiple occasions. I will be covering Trauma stuff because Trauma is who's bringing me out there too. They're also a sponsor. So We want me to have plenty of caffeine. We want me to be eating healthy, as you can see there. And you want me to be able to get to all the places that I need to get to within the time that I have. So if you're into that, go ahead and use that link at the top of the chat. And let's start answering some quick questions before we jump into this nonsense. Okay, I'm gonna leave the Mortal Kombat stuff for Brad because I just don't care about that movie. I'm sorry, guys. So the only reason I did the trailer is for him. So we can revisit that when he gets here. Little Music Man. No, Brad is talking about. You figure tonight of all nights would be the night Brad would actually show up on time. Since the only reason we're talking Mortal Kombat is him. If I were doing a solo show right now, there's no chance because I just don't care about the movie. I'm sorry, when you put out a bad movie, I don't care about your sequel. There's not too many movies where I just did not where I thought that my time was wasted to where I'm like, wow, I want more of that. This just doesn't happen. Your advertisement for your second movie is usually a good first one. I can't think of too many movies that I in fact, I can't think of any movie where I went to go see the sequel, or was excited about a sequel when the first one wasn't that good. You guys are glutton for punishment and have at it, but I have no desire or plans on seeing Mortal Kombat 2. So it's on the thumbnail because I have a co-host who's obsessed with it. Let's see. Nah, I'm probably going to go do something off screen. Yes, next week. Next week is Comic-Con week, 7 days away. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's mind-blowing how much shit is going on. You really have to sit down and look at all the stuff that's going on and pick and choose wisely where you want to be. Because other than money, in fact, probably more so than money, time is the most valuable commodity you're going to have at Comic-Con. Because you can't be everywhere. So wherever you're at, we're one thing. Because I want to be at the Red Sonja panel. But I can't because I'm going to be at the Toxic Avenger panel. It's a tough one, So these things, there's so much going on that you're bound to. You have to make some decisions, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Yep, indeed. Yeah, I didn't like the one from 1995 either. I think all the Mortal Kombat live action stuff has been trash, but. It's not my gig, so I let other people be happy about their thing. So, all right. So I'm going to turn this stream over to Brad because I'm not going to shit on your guys' parade. I don't care about this movie. He does. I'm going to let him go ahead and roll the trailer, and I'll be back.
Well, before we do that, we got to kick it off. The only way I know how, we got to... Come on. Oh, my computer's buffering on this. Because this momentous occasion, this cannot proceed without the proper. We got to roll out the carpet for this, guys. The only way that's possible is with this.
Don't get us kicked off. Okay, there are rules tonight. Don't get us kicked off of YouTube.
I had to get a little bit of the theme in. Okay, let me get this trailer up. It's William messaged me. They said, okay, we'll talk. His exact words were, we're talking about your super trailer. It's like, oh. I knew I knew you hard inside of you, my friend. I knew if I worked with you long enough, I knew that just the Mortal Kombat Grinch, would his heart would grow 3 sizes today. All right, so I actually have to. This is a Red Band trailer, so I do have to log in for this. You gotta bear with me here, guys. And yeah, this is going to be glorious because these fatalities. I mean, just on
seriously, dude. I gave you a heads up, and you're. It sounds like you're chopping down a tree to get.
No, I have to log in because this is a Red Band trailer. Okay, here it is. There we go. I mean, just the 3Ds. Just the 3Ds alone. How could you not? Just for the 3Ds, man. The 3Ds. Okay, come on. I'm gonna full screen it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This glorious trailer.
Do you need a tutorial? Are you okay?
This glorious trailer that William will not admit that he loves as much as I do. Here we
Since time began.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not doing
This
Tron.
is
I'm
Tron. Another movie. I listen. I saw Tron as a kid and didn't take it from there.
Uno mas, thanks.
Here we go.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that. Shit went out in the 90s.
Exactly.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight. Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Where the hell am I?
It's called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Fuck that. This is a war for the fate of your world.
You dickheads in or what?
I'm not some champion. I don't have transformer arms or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
There's a war going on outside. You can run, but you can't hop forever, ever.
It's time to become the hero you were meant to be. All right, you big ugly fuck.
This is.
It's showtime.
This is another round.
Get over here!
Oh my god.
Oh,
Only the strong survive.
Finish him. Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers?
Just incredibly handsome.
Sold. Okay, we're not
All
gonna
right,
do much towards my dog.
This is what you were badgering me about yesterday?
Damn right it was.
That looked like
This
shit.
trailer did not disappoint. No, William.
Well, I had no expectations of it.
It's
It was like I was watching
it's F-bombs.
sped up version of a
it's
video game.
3Ds. It's glorious kung fu. It's people with super special abilities.
It
It's Johnny Cage.
It looks like a
doing his
low
Johnny
budget.
Cage-ness.
It looks like a low budget canon movie from the 80s. Which,
No,
by the
it's
way,
not.
not bad for the 80s if you were in the 80s, but if you're in 2025, no.
This and see,
Is that low budget? How much's the budget on that?
well, I can tell you, I know the last one was 55, so I would guess.
And it showed there, so yeah.
No,
That can't be much more.
The first one is like, as a lot of people agree, it's like it has moments, namely the beginning.
The end credits. The end credits was my favorite one of those.
Pilots, the beginning and the end with the Scorpion Sub-Zero parts, but there was plenty of room to improve, and they've made clear they've gone out of their way to say, "Oh, listen, guys, we know we had some hiccups in the last one. We're going to rectify that."
You think so, huh?
Including with the editor, that's like who apparently has been dismissed per Louis Tan on Twitter yesterday, and now Johnny Cage is entering the picture with his just so endearing arrogance and self-absorbedness, but nonetheless amazing martial arts skills and charming personality. And this is the fight choreography just so on point, and this powers and special abilities. And we're going to see Outworld and the Netherrealm, and Bai-Han is going to go from Sub-Zero to Noob Saibot in this. Cannot wait.
You have fun. It looked like a slightly augmented version of the last one, which you just admitted was shit. So
I said it had, it was hit and miss in the middle.
It missed. It missed.
It missed in the middle, beginning. And listen, go back to 2021. It's like, if there was one, if you asked me, what are you looking forward to? Like, what's your number one in anticipation for this year after Zack Snyder's Justice League? Mortal Kombat would have been for sure. And then I see it, and it's like,
if I were sniffing coke through both nostrils, yeah, that would have been my answer.
Okay, so Yeah, again, a little choppy in the middle. Had some issues, but they nailed it in the
that
Scorpion and
fucking
Sub-Zero
movie
part.
was
And
unwatchable.
they knew that was the strength there, what to build on, and they had to rectify what did not work in the middle. Yes, Dorknight is with me. It was fire because
That's
it was
fire
fire.
for you.
And you know why it's
I hate
fire?
to see
You know
with
why it's
water
fire?
with a
Do you
I
know
don't
why it's
know.
fire? Because so much of it takes place in the Nether Realm. We're going to see the Nether Realm in Mortal Kombat 2. This is going to be glorious.
Dude,
This is going to be a
I
Halloween.
saw better shots of Shao Kahn in the fucking game.
This is going to be a Halloween to remember.
Yeah,
I can't wait for this.
We need to
I
donate
cannot
so I
wait
can
for
buy.
this. And we've
so I
got
can buy
characters
that
who weren't in the. We've got like Kitana, Jade. We've got Shao Kahn. There are characters.
Okay,
who are not,
because they would have just been awful then too. So what are we waiting for?
This is yeah. Again, Fourth is with me too. Everybody agrees.
Okay, you already know how I care about.
Aaron's not here yet, so it's like when she gets here, I have to play the trailer again.
No, we are not. You got
The
to
hell
wait
we're
about
not.
that shit
My
trailer,
sis
dude.
will not miss out on that.
Hey,
All that.
she can get. She's got fucking YouTube. She can go in.
So
previous
again,
movies, two movies were bad. Yeah, they were awful.
So yeah.
They're getting. How long do they have to get there? Goddamn.
95, which is celebrating its 30th birthday this year, is the first great video game movie, and it is still.
That's not saying much.
It's still a masterpiece.
How many great video game movies have we had?
Essentially, a Hong Kong action movie for the 90s made in Hollywood.
So what?
It was the bar for so long for video movies. It might finally, at last, be met with Mortal Kombat 2. This is going to be a Halloween weekend to remember, everybody.
I don't care about it. If you guys want to go see it, have fun. I saw the first one. That first one was, like I said, I saw it for free, and I'm still looking for a free one.
I could see it. I could see it in his eyes. I could see in William's eyes, like he really actually does secretly love this trailer and is really anticipated.
Yeah,
he's just too.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at
to
you.
Overcome with shame and remorse for having doubted at this point.
Shame for wasting my time on the first one.
Play along with like, okay, I did. It's like it doesn't look good to me.
No, I don't have to lie.
That facade. He has to maintain that facade.
I don't do facades.
Hey,
I'll
permit him this. I'll permit him this. He's
I
my
don't
co-host.
do facades. I promoted the first one.
You do this time. You do this time.
And it was
okay.
trash.
It's okay.
Right? I handed out posters and T-shirts for that awful fucking movie, which wasted my time. And like I said, day and date, if you saw it on HBO Max, you should really get a refund for the time it took you to watch.
William has decided to let me mute him. Well, I go on about the glory.
If that was glory, you don't know what glory is.
We're playing it again.
No, we're not.
We are playing again right now. In fact, we're playing on a loop for the rest of the show.
No, we're not.
That trailer was so.
Oh my god!
So awesome. And again, I can't stress enough. Ed Boon, co-creator of Mortal Kombat, conspicuously sat out the promotion of 21. That's when we knew something was rotten in Denmark. But this time, he's front and center. He's backing this with great enthusiasm. And you know who else is? The man behind, who gave us the masterpieces that are Headshot,
I kept my word.
and The Night Comes for Us, and The Shadow Strays, and two of the greatest segments in the VHS franchise. That man, none other than Timo Johanto, has seen this early, and he's backing it. He said, "Oh, you guys are not ready for this. This is the Mortal Kombat you guys have waited for ages and ages and ages."
Yeah,
and you know what? I believe him because
hold on.
His work.
Why would I give you any more money after you admittedly wasted my fucking time the first time around?
They just had a bad editor, man. They had a bad editor. It's been fixed.
Whatever.
The problem's been solved. Timo, trust me.
So,
pull up the Shadow Strays right now on Netflix. I'm telling you, it's Mortal Kombat minus the supernatural elements. It's like if he knows good MK storytelling, MK fights, MK action, MK powers, it's Timo, and he's
get this shit out
alongside
M. Right now.
I'm telling you,
get this shit out of your system now, because once we move on, that trailer did nothing for me. But
no, Williams he's like he can't bring himself to it because it's like there's too much. It's a point of pride. It's not. I'm not proud that I wasted my time promoting the first one. Thomas. It's okay. He was a doubting Thomas on this, and it's just the remorse of that is too much for him to deal with right now. So he has to maintain this facade that he didn't like it. Aaron, you just missed us like playing the MK2 trailer. I want to play it again.
No,
I'm
we're
playing again right
not.
now.
We're not playing it.
We're playing again right
Dude, I will dump you from the streamer.
We are playing it again right now.
Nope. We are not playing that shit again. We do not need to see that again. Aaron, you have rewind on YouTube. You have rewatch. It happened at the beginning of the show.
Yes, it was, Aaron. Yes, indeed it was. Yes, indeed it was.
Epic. Do you guys not know what epic means?
See, as I've been explaining to everybody, Aaron's like William is like he's so overcome with remorse for being such a doubting Thomas. It's going to take him time to process, like having to come out and admit that this is indeed the Mortal Kombat we made for. It's okay. It's okay.
Anthony,
give the man time.
Whose fault is it that they made a shitty movie, and that shitty movie turned me off from anything else from them? I didn't make the shitty movie. I sent people to see the shitty movie.
They had a bad editor.
That is not my fucking problem.
Who has been dismissed?
There's a lot more people on that franchise that need to be dismissed.
He has been dismissed. And the problem, Aaron, she is. Yes, Aaron is rewinding. Yes, Aaron, because indeed, Aaron,
there you go.
This is going to be, as I told William before you came on, this is going to be a Halloween to remember. October 24th, 2025, Mortal Kombat 2. Oh, it is going to be.
You need to get out.
I can't wait for this.
You need to get out. You need to see more movies because apparently you haven't seen enough good movies.
This is going to be, and of course with Erin, it's the added bonus of it. She has some patriotic pride with this because not only was this filmed in Australia, so many Australians and New Zealanders were key parts of it, both in front of and behind the camera. And so yes, Erin's like this is not only going to be the Mortal Kombat we waited for, but it is going to be a true hallmark in Australian action filmmaking too. Right alongside Life After Fighting and Mortal Kombat 3. Please, somebody get Brent Foster on the horn at once.
The standards of this show for you newbies just now tuning in are much higher than a Mortal Kombat. And apparently
as I told everybody, it's okay. William, he needs a few days. He needs to process the remorse.
No, I don't.
Being a doubting Thomas on this, it's like he needs to. You got to deal with that, man.
You know you're in a shit corner when everybody involved admits that the first movie that's supposed to get me to care about this franchise sucked. When the first words out of your mouth is that we got to do this, we got to do this. I'm sorry, you had your chance.
He's willing. He's got being a doubting Thomas on this. It's like it's okay.
Hey, I gave you your 5 minutes.
We'll give William. We have to let him. Again, it has to be internally. With this. It looks. Fantastic Four doesn't hold a candle to this. Fantastic Four is going to be.
You both are snorting
pure
cane off the same straw.
Fantastic Four is going to be dry dog shit with like fungus on this compared to Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Hey, Dark Knight, listen, dude, have fun, man. Have fun.
I like I said, it's like William. We got to give him some time here. It's like he has to deal with
good ones.
Being a Downey Thomas, it's like
listen. Okay. Mortal Kombat sucked. Mortal Kombat 2021.
You got to give William some time here. It's like he was.
I had what 2021. How long has it been to 2021? It's been quite. That's long enough. The movie sucked.
Well, Aaron, I think there only was a Red Band trailer, and that's good. That's good. There was only Red Band because we needed that Red Band trailer because we had to see how they were going to deliver on these glorious fatalities.
Look like a slowed down.
And they are going to deliver in spades.
Dude, it's not even that's Red Band. They showed more shit
Mortal
in the video
Kombat
game that 12-year-olds played in the 90s.
Kombat 2
Get the fuck out of here.
Mortal Kombat 2 was going to wipe its ass with Fantastic Four.
Okay. All right.
And then it's going to blow its nose with Blade Runner.
They're going to drug test you, man. What the fuck, dude? You know what? Hey, okay, Daniel Martin, there you go. Because Jason Statham has saved some pretty awful movies. I don't know if even he could save this franchise.
Guys, give William some time. Just give him. He needs.
You know what?
It takes all of his time to admit we were wrong about something.
Yeah, what the fuck? Jason Statham would at least make this shit watchable. That first fucking film was awful. And you do not come on my show defending that fucking awful movie. You're going to lose that battle every time.
Well, give William time, everybody. That's all I'm saying. But yes, Mortal Kombat 2 this fall, October 24th. Can't wait.
Wasting my time is not fun. I want my time back from Mortal Kombat 1.
You're going to want your time back from Fantastic Four after you see Mortal Kombat 2 this fall.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
You're going to look back. I can't even look at you right now.
I got to take you off the screen because I can't look at you and not laugh right now.
You're gonna look
Just
back.
what
You're
the
gonna look
fuck?
back at Fantastic Four and say it's like, why did you waste my time?
No, I look back on Mortal Kombat 2021 and why
You're gonna look.
why
You're
was my
gonna look.
time
You're gonna look
wasted?
at back at that. So, yeah, you're gonna say it's like, oh man, so
Trash.
I could have been watching.
Oh,
all
dude,
these
that
fantastic-
entire trailer was clown shit. The fuck?
No, there's gonna be way more
Yeah,
clobbering.
okay.
Oh yeah. Aaron says yeah. In fact, we're playing this too. We are playing this too. We are
No,
playing
we're
that
not.
Johnny
We're not
Cage
playing
fake
this
trailer.
shit. No,
We
are
are
playing this
so.
crap.
No, this goes hand in hand with it.
Then why the fuck didn't you play it when you were instead of running your mouth about trying to defend this shitty movie?
We're playing this right now. The Johnny Cage in universe.
You're
fake
not
trailer.
even a good rep for the movie. You're all over the place.
Like I said, it's okay, William.
It's
He
gonna
has
take
to.
you
He
2
has
years
to.
to get the trailer up.
It has to take deal with again the
Are
guilt.
we going
Guilt.
brand standard time? Should I set an alarm for when you finally get this
The
going?
guilt of being the
My
Thomas
mom
Thomas.
operates on YouTube in the internet quicker than you.
Okay, here we go. This is the in-universe for the Johnny Cage action movie Uncaged Fury. This actually dropped yesterday before the actual trailer did. So here we go.
From New Line Cinema, the studio that brought you Cool Hand Cage,
Land Cage.
Hard to Cage,
Hard to Cage.
and Rebel Without a
Rebel
Cage, comes Uncaged Fury.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad I can multitask.
It's showtime.
They pissed him off. They fucked with his shades.
And they're $500 sunglasses, asshole.
They should have brought more guys.
You should have brought more guys.
Uncaged Fury. Coming to a theater near you this October.
Are we still on the air?
Yeah, we are.
That would be
Yes,
a
I'm
damn
telling-
shame to get taken down for a movie.
I'm telling you
not
guys,
even
like this is going to be. It's not even a horror movie. It's going to be the best Halloween of the last decade.
Oh, and
So
I see
Johnny
you
Cage-
I see you cause
Johnny
more problems
Cage
on Twitter.
joined-
and-
Earth Realms Warriors in the tournament for the fate of the realms this October 2025. Mortal Kombat 2. I cannot wait. And I know Aaron can't either.
I know. See, I go into Pooh Blood and Honey with Pooh Blood and Honey expectations. This man is going into this Mortal Kombat
Pooh
franchise.
Blood and Honey
with-
wishes it were
with-
in
with-
the
with
same
good-
solar system as this.
But you know what you're going into. This, like I said, whatever, dude.
Yes, I am too, Aaron. I absolutely
I could have told you we weren't showing that shit last night. Sorry.
am. Best marketing of the. Oh yeah, because the meta side of it, like we're like using.
Oh,
like, in-universe
beating
marketing.
Superman's marketing, cramming it in 62 days. That's not going to,
And some of those posters too, like a lot of the Johnny Cage posters, like that one poster clearly is patterned off like the original Mission Impossible poster, and there's like a couple of those titles that, again, like you could tell if you kind of know your history.
See, this
on
is why you need your own show. So I'm not here to mute your excitement. I don't give a fuck about this movie.
Again, like I said, guys, William,
I'm just here.
he has to. No, this is going to be. They're going to do something with this at Comic-Con. I have no doubt, and which will make it inescapable.
Nothing scheduled.
No, I just don't see how they're going to like.
It's
close to Comic-Con.
not for a low budget. This is a low budget movie.
This is not low budget. This
is no more than 60 or 70 million. There's no way that what I just saw is more than 70 million. There's no fucking way. If so, somebody got ripped off and they need to call a cop.
Yeah, again, this is going to wipe its ass with Fantastic Four.
Sure. Now, if the bigwig studios are not going to Comic-Con because they deem it too expensive, I don't think some low budget shit like this is.
Yeah, it doesn't say the budget, but the previous one was 55.
There's no way.
So it's about thereabouts.
Yeah, that's low budget by comparison, unless you're an indie.
Again, like I said, guys, William, he's like it's hard admitting we were wrong about things. William has to.
Oh.
It's going to take him at least a week.
All right.
So we have to give him time on this, guys. That's Mortal Kombat 2, guys.
The first Avengers film was an epic. What do you? Wow, I'm sorry, Dark Knight. That's one of the great comic movies of all time. And that's fair, William. But the director, producer, and WB said they wanted to hear the fans' complaints from the first movie.
Yeah, like the editor, as William.
Clearly, they didn't listen because they made another one. So I don't know, man.
The editor was a problem, as Louis Tan.
Listen, I don't know, love.
I'm pulling
but
these out.
Don't ruin.
No, these
show.
are the posters. These are the posters because again, this
They
is.
listen, don't these people have Twitter? Don't you people have Twitter? You find your own
See, look at that first one. That's definitely the original Mission Impossible poster.
Right.
And then the one behind it, that's like Terminator 2 there.
I went into the Meg with Meg expectations. I knew the Meg was going to be a ridiculous flop. I knew that. You know, the first Mortal Kombat movie does not lend itself to being what it ended up being, which is basically low budget.
Johnny Cage would just walk all over that Meg. That Meg would rue the day it met Johnny Cage.
And if he were in this movie as Tekka, he still wouldn't be making a good movie. All right, we're done. Yeah, whatever.
Actually, I could see them. You know, again, like I said, the first poster is like the '96 Mission Impossible. I could see them doing something like one of the posters is like a Top Gun Maverick poster with Johnny Cage.
All right, we're done talking Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bring up. I'm absolutely
or something.
Don't give
fatality based
for
version.
Somebody who doesn't give a minus fuck about this franchise. I gave it a lot more time than most people would have. So now,
you guys,
Brad, the other thing we talked to. Bring that up. Bring up something that's actually substantive.
Okay, like the only exciting news today, other than Mortal Kombat 2.
Wasting my.
The only thing that it comes anywhere near the realm of.
Listen, in all fairness, since he got his jollies off, you guys watched it. There we go. You can't say we didn't show it.
Yeah, guys, I'm working with William here. See, but again, it's like you got to give him time, okay? You got to give him time on this. Okay, here's the other kind of bit of news here today. I talked to William about this before and we did allude a little bit to this the other night on the show.
Disclaimer. As if I have Brad on the screen, we are going to have a fair and balanced conversation. This is not a Snyderverse conversation. I feel like I have to say that for everything we jump into because our canoe ends up heading down that waterfall. It's relevant to it, but it is not dominated by it.
It's hard not to. Just you can tell from the headline alone.
It's really easy to balance the conversation if you just try.
James Gunn's Superman fuels renewed interest in Man of Steel, Peacemaker, and more DC titles on HBO MAX. So let's scroll down here. Exclusive. Good news for Warner Bros. Discovery. The theatrical release of James Gunn's Superman seems to be driving audiences to familiarize themselves with more DC offerings. Deadline understands.
Slow down.
Okay.
So that, the people who are not Barry Allen and Wally West can follow along with you.
Okay. So Deadline understands that titles like Man of Steel, Superman the movie, get this out of the way, Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, and Peacemaker have all seen increased engagement on HBO MAX since the latest film hit theaters on July 11th. And that is, of course, that's only a week ago. It's only a week ago now. So that's, this is the spike is still, very fresh here that we're going to be talking about here. Reeve's first outing as the iconic superhero Superman the movie saw the biggest spike in viewership, up 332% week over week. But Zack Snyder's Man of Steel was actually the top performing Superman film on the streamer last week, up 218% versus the week prior. Well, the renewed interest in Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, was also quite impressive with a 1,206% lift week over week, which I still haven't seen that documentary.
I can't sit.
Yeah, because it apparently is a pretty hard watch.
It's a hard watch, especially if you grew up and that was your first cinematic Superman. Yeah. What he went through, especially when it starts getting to after he's paralyzed and some of the things that, hearing it from his wife, hearing from Will Reeves. I know I need to finish that. I know I need to, but man, it's
and that's why I've kind of, I've been having to sort of steel myself for that. To go.
The Anthony Bourdain one that they did, Roadrunner, that was almost as tough for me. It's like I will.
The DC series are also benefiting from the renewed buzz around Superman. Peacemaker saw a 91% increase in viewership last week for the first season, just in time. And now I was actually going to mention this too, because I think this is the one that maybe is I think that this is the one where it's the most debatable how much of a kind of beneficiary it is for Superman in theaters because you got season 2 coming up. So I think you could almost attribute that a little bit more to Peacemaker, season 2 coming. with season
Yeah,
one getting
and James Gunn's name, not just the Superman IP, but the James Gunn name, I think, kind of helps that too.
Superman flew in the to a 220 million global opening in theaters as of Monday, fueled by a big domestic turnout. In an interview with Deadline, Gunn explained he took a lighter approach to the DC Comics hero that gets back to the color and joy of his origins since taking over DC Studios. And yeah, this is more like about the cast and all that. But anyway, the point, the big point there is these are DC movies and shows that have gotten like a real surge in popularity in HBO Max. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up real quick HBO Max because looking last night as of last night, Man of Steel was at number 4 in the top 10 most watched movies on HBO Max. So I'm gonna check that real quick.
12-year-old movie. 12-year-old movie, guys. So.
Yeah, and now also Superman the movie. Now this morning I looked again. Last night was at number 9. It looked this morning to me it wasn't there anymore. But we'll get into that in a minute because that's a big surge, but it's also less relevant in kind of in the immediate term because nobody's like trying to like propose like here let's do the next Christopher Reeve Superman movie because that iteration that's come to an end. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to check real quick where it's sitting on HBO Max.
Now, why this millennial can't have multiple screens up and has to leave to do that? Like I said, Sharon Powell, my mother, I told you not to watch my show because of my language. But if you're watching this show, I never thought you, as a baby boomer, would be like literally Usain Bolt compared to Brad's prep when it comes to technology. Could have had that shit up on the screen. You could pull up HBO Max without having to go away, Brad.
Okay. No, I just don't like. I mean, whenever I leave the screen, I just have the habit of doing that. Yeah, it's still at number 4 right now. Man of Steel is the number 4 in HBO Max's top 10 movies right now.
Here's a good thing about this, and I'm seeing this in my realm as well. It's been a long time. It's been about 8 or 9 years since Superman has been at the top of mind when it comes to people's conversation about Superman. And this conversation is a little bit different because it's not only are we talking about Superman, we aren't in 2013, or actually as a public, as a general audience, willing to give other versions of Superman a chance. We have people who have just gone out and seen, or in some cases seen, a totally different Superman than anything that's been out there. And they're going home and they're turning on HBO Max and giving another version, a complete contrast, a chance. Not only that version, multiple versions. They're looking up. I guarantee you, if you looked at Max Fleischer's numbers on YouTube, you could probably see an uptick there if we could check that.
I would also. They didn't give any numbers on this in the report, but I would expect like something like Superman and Lois and Superman the animated series, Lois and Clark. Those have probably seen a drive and interest too. I mean, it might not be as big as what these got, but I mean, again, it's all Superman stuff, so it's all rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing because for so long, I don't think, be honest with you, that's why I don't really want to go to war with the people who fucked over, other fans in 2013, because a lot of those people are now watching Man of Steel. A lot of those people, once they unlocked the tin box that was their brain and allowed something else in, they actually enjoyed it, or at least gave it a fair shot that they were not going to give it in 2013. And now with streaming, streaming is the key. Streaming is the key. You can come right home from the theater on that buzz from Superman and jump right into a whole bunch of other Superman. You can walk into a comic store, and like I said, I will make sure you have what you need when you walk out of there. Superman is not as easy to get the conversation going about as Batman is. Batman's easy. Batman's an easy sell. Batman sells itself. Superman it's a complicated idea. So I think this is good news that the conversation is going on. Now, what does it mean business-wise as far as what IPs are still relevant?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that today. And go ahead.
All you can really do is be grateful that there's data being out there. There's no way, if you like a certain version of Superman, no matter what it is, or a certain tone of Superman, no matter what it is, there are people now that are looking at that data and being like, wait a minute, that movie came out 12 years ago. It's on our streaming service, and it's been on our streaming service since day one. Let's keep an eye on this. What about justifying budgets for making? I've always said that the reason why Warner Brothers doesn't do a lot of animation these days and they farm it out is because the data says that nobody was watching it. Now, if they can parse down the data to where certain animation people are watching Superman, a lot of people watching Superman, then they're going over and watching Batman, they're watching Justice League. If they can see some consistency and watchability in those, not only could you get more live action IPs based on certain things, you may get continuations of those things that are already there. If they can justify viewership over a length of time, then that means, so what you're basically saying is Man of Steel that was released in 2013 is still paying Warner Brothers dividends.
There you go.
It still has the attention. And every time you bring out something, same thing was going to be a Wonder Woman. When they finally released Wonder Woman, you think that 2017 movie is not going to jump up?
Definitely, it's going to get a spike. It'll seem like Batman: The Brave and the Bold. Like BVS will probably get that, and so on.
You got to leave it up to the pros, though. Fans trying to parse this shit out kind of makes me laugh. But the people like Casey Boyes, who's in charge of HBO Max,
he's still there.
Yeah, he's the only one that kept his job, and he's the one that should have kept his job. Guys like James Gunn, who has a different appreciation than the other stuff suits do. If I got people who say, well, nobody liked your version of this, why don't you move on? You know what, I'm trying to cut down on my F-bombs on these shows, but I usually go tell them to fuck themselves, but we're gonna be nice today. This is my nice show. Data, when it comes to streaming, it's all about the numbers. It's all about it's all about right now, because growth is hard for any business. Trust me. It's great. If you can grow, cool. More power to you. But the most important thing is retention, because you don't want to lose anybody. In this economy, you can't afford to lose shit. So,
and that's why the whole thing about and this kind of goes in like the fandom conflict about it, is like, well, like when fans go to back and forth, like how well this did on streaming, or the one I hate the most is it's like, well, did they finish watching it? It's like that's not. First of all, it's like that's being used completely disingenuously, but also, I mean, it's not the picture they're looking at. It's not the prism they're looking at the picture through.
Here's what I need to know. So throw out. You can just, somebody can give me any random DC IP. Just throw a random DC IP. Don't even give me Aquaman. All right. So when I'm watching, when I go to see Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, we know MILF Magnet is in there. Right? We know probably a most likely shirtless MILF Magnet is in there.
I'd be surprised if they had him keep his shirt on.
Whatever uniform, no leather, nothing. He's wearing, he's white painted shirtless. That's what the MILFs want. That's what they're gonna get. Where else is the MILF Magnet shirtless? Wow. HBO Max.
Aquaman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, a little bit BDS.
Now, whenever you're trying to make a decision, when you have your budget, when it comes to entertainment, and I talk to people about this because I need to know where I need to, for my own business, where I need to aim, my marketing. Most people who spend the money on the family entertainment budget are trying to get something or hold on to something that involves the wife, the husband, the kids. They will sacrifice other things that are more narrow to them if they can get the family value out of that. Now, if MILF is watching shirtless MILF Magnet, there's things on there they can justify, you know what? It's not just for me. Oh, look at this. There's a Aquaman cartoon there. There's all this stuff for my kids there. And the husband likes, this. Now you start moving yourself away from, wow, honey, we really can't afford this, to, there's some shit on there I really want to keep. Let's keep it going. And that's what I mean by retention. Retention is because it lets your stockholders know, okay, if you're pulling in 1.5 billion a month in streaming and it stays, we want 1.7. Yeah. But if you ain't dropping to 1.2 or 1.1 and you're steady there, right around that number, they know that they can put money into you that they're going to get back, or they're going to get profit off of. And these IPs, you can't, a guy like James Gunn, who's crazy, and I love the fact that he is. If say for instance you ever wanted to see any version of these characters that has been shown, whether it be Superman or Lois, because the ending last 15 minutes sucked, or a version of maybe an animated version of the Nightmare. A fan who wants to get clicks on a YouTube channel and put guys like me in tears and with the girl, the screaming girl, that guy's information is usually going to just be bullshit. What James Gunn and all these other guys have access to is stuff that leads to money. So what's the justification for doing a Zack Snyder cartoon? Fanboy Move On guy can tell you, but I have data that shows that, and I can connect all these IPs, because guess what? When your kids, go into HBO Max, they're logging into your account. They can see that there are 4 different demographics: little kid girl, little kid boy, mother, father. They can see that information. So if a whole bunch of people are watching Man of Steel, a whole bunch of people are watching The Flash, a whole bunch of people watching movie, whatever YouTubers say about it doesn't mean shit now.
By the way,
data.
Going back to your point about Supergirl too, with Jason Momoa and the connection to his the various movies he was Aquaman, and the other thing too that might kind of bring it back to that is, again, Supergirl. I mean, main character is Supergirl, but what was the last movie we saw Supergirl in?
Okay, we froze, so I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, okay, hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead, repeat it.
Yeah, so you're talking about like Jason, being in Supergirl, and that an offshoot of that being something similar to this with the different movies that he appeared in as Aquaman, as an offshoot of his Lobo appearance in Supergirl. Well, here's another thing with that. It's like, what was the last movie we saw Supergirl in?
You talking about the Sasha Kai version? Or
yeah, exactly.
The Flash. Plus, here's another thing, because I don't do the foil hat shit much. I leave that to Brad. I can't believe he's not gonna use the maelstrom that was the Flash to tell some of this story that he's telling. And if he does, where does that take you back to? Now I want to go see the Flash. See, it's all, the streaming changes everything, because it gives the numbers. What streaming does is it removes the shitheads from the conversation.
Well, it takes them, the middleman of that is between like the studio and the audience and the
shithead
and the shitheads in the box office. It's much more A to B in terms of like streaming data, because you don't have to get in your car and pay your ticket to
exactly like I said before, the risk.
Exactly.
Now here's another thing though. When, just like we were saying, when you have some guy get on the thing and just completely shit on a movie, and I hate that. Just completely destroy a movie, destroy your experience. Listen, I'm not going to see Mortal Kombat, but you guys enjoy it.
Oh,
you guys enjoy it.
Williams coming around.
No, I'm not going to go see it. And any of these movies, any movies that I'm not going to see, I'm not. If you want to go see it, see it. But that's not the YouTube and internet culture that have been in the last 6-7 years. So many movies, I think, and people's movie experience has been ruined by this. Now, as easily as you can get to YouTube, you can get to HBO Max. When you're watching like that, like I said, like we've said before, when you listen to a critic or an aggregate, you're trying to get advice on how to spend your money, because your money is precious. But if you're paying the $15 a month for all this stuff anyway, that risk is mitigated. So you're going to watch these things. There are a lot of people. I know. I talked to some of them. In fact, some of those people in those pictures at our movie theater that we did, some of those people for like years, I've had them as customers for years. I hate Zack Snyder's version of this and that. They were one of the ones that were watching it. We went back to start. We were watching Man of Steel. Immediately when I got back to the center, we were watching Man of Steel. And everybody with me had an appreciation of it, because now the shitheads have been removed. Well, now the tribal people have been removed. It's just...
I think William froze again. Oh, shit, William froze again.
I don't know what it is. My internet. Listen.
Okay.
I don't know. I am.
StreamYard's his hates tonight. Antonio's got to go in here. Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdies, I promise you they're paying attention, and so is James Gunn. Well, again, this is exactly what I'm saying right now.
Exactly. They would be derelict in their duties. Anybody who's running these companies that's looking for a way to make money will be derelict in their duties. Even okay, I'm going to tell you one thing. Even if you never got a live action continuation, I'm going to use the Nightmare because that's the one I would want the most. Even if the data doesn't say, you know what, I don't think we can spend this type of money on this. If you're thinking like a brand, which DC really needs to do more and more, those numbers can still translate into other mediums. You know why? Because I can see it. I'm selling more Superman comics than I have in like 14 years. The last 3 weeks, I've sold more Superman comics as far as average buyer than I had at any point since like 2012, 2013.
And I bet a lot of them are absolute Superman.
Well, I have those are doing well on their own, but I have people buying World's Finest. I have people buying some of the annuals. I have people coming in brand new. I have people buying the Justice League New Frontiers. I have people buying All Star. I have people buying All Seasons, and that wasn't happening before. And so, if you can look at the numbers of a TV show or a movie, and turn around in another format and say we can make some money,
do something with this.
Yeah, we can do a graphic novel. You know what? Look at our numbers. Okay, say for instance the watchability of Superman and Lois spikes right out of nowhere, just spikes because of this, right? And it sustains that. All right, I'm not going to give it another season.
God, StreamYard.
This is happening, but the paper.
It was right. He's right. You froze right. You said like you're not going to give another season.
Yeah, you may not be able to justify the expenditure of another season, but Papers and Staples, what 48? How many? I got to look at the thing. How much it costs them to manufacture a comic, and if it sucks, you didn't risk anything. So you could try to take look at this. Look at some of these things. There are certain things that are in animation that will never see the light of day on a big movie screen that are sitting on HBO Max now. And also creatively, this not only financially does this help them out, narratively and creatively. James Gunn can say, you know what, this is hitting a nerve with some people. Maybe I will incorporate it into this.
One here's and going off of James Gunn real quick. I'm just taking that off real quick. I'll bring it back in a minute, but. You're talking again.
Hi, Kristen, the Phantom Geek. How you doing?
Again, this right here is with the everything's William saying about James Gunn. He's a crazy man. He thinks outside the box as a comic book geek, all of which is true. But here's something else that James Gunn is doing that we would never, ever, ever have seen Walter Hamada or Toby Emmerich do. Again, I mean that he was not on good terms with that regime. I think we can all agree.
I don't think those people were on good terms with each other, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But again, but yeah, just kind of like, add to your points, is the regardless of my misgivings of like how we got here with the beginning of this movie, Superman, the beginning of the DCU. I mean, there, if you're a fan of Zack's, DC, want to see more, whatever possible outcome there might be for that. It's just I just don't see how him being on good terms with James Gunn is a negative in that respect.
David Zassoff's paying attention to money.
Yeah.
If you think that David Zassoff is preferential to we got to focus on the DCU and not make money somewhere else, with his company hemorrhaging the money it's hemorrhaging. David, listen, let's be honest. I'm sure he saw the movie, but if somebody came up to David Zassoff with anything and said, you know what, I think we could do a show about fucking talking potatoes, and we could make a profit off it, David Zassoff is doing it. He's not that particular. He's not paying attention to what's going on now. He's just paying attention to revenue and investment. That's all again,
even after Superman's been released, is like I don't have strong confidence that David Zaslav has even seen the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I mean, like everything William's saying about like Gunn is a genuine, he's one of us. He's a nerd. He's a comic book lover, loves DC, loves Marvel. All of that you can throw out the window with Zaslav. He can be called many things, a fanboy and one of them.
Let's see. Toy Story 5 is gonna and totally different types of movies. Toy Story is a $1 billion. Toy Story is a $1 billion franchise running. I mean, that's
it's
something.
apples
So
and oranges. It's apples and oranges.
And I think this Supergirl, I'm gonna like it, but I think a lot of people are gonna get pissed off about it. So
And see, the thing is like I always keep thinking that's like I don't know. It's like I think they really had they really great stopping point with Toy Story 4. It's like that really. I mean, artistically.
Yeah, but you can't. But they said that after Toy Story 3 until it pulled in that chunk.
Yeah, you can't argue with they keep making $1 billion off of these.
And
movies.
everybody that thought they should have ended with Toy Story 3 that I know that go see those movies love Toy Story 4. So it's chasing your tail trying to chase money sometimes, but sometimes it works out for the better. I believe WBD will think about the Snyderverse if they ever release. Well, no, that would be the other way around. They're not going to do Air Suicide. There's no reason to do the Air Suicide. You have more of a justification to release something that has A-list IPs than a movie that they're not going to know is going to have any traction other than the success it already had. There's no, like I said, the internet wants the Air cut released. The general public doesn't care. The general public cares. It's shown in this article. They care about the Trinity. They care about Batman. They care about Superman. They care about those associated characters. I will cheer you on. Hold on. I will cheer you on if that happens. Other than the 10th anniversary of it, I see no chance, and I see no reason.
What do you mean HBO Max incoming, Rhea? And by the way, hi, Rhea.
Oh, hello.
With like the hooks and.
Oh, is that the Aquaman fish hooks?
Oh yeah, it might be. Well, I mean, it's HBO Max again officially, which I mean that name change is so stupid. But, but yeah, I was going to ask a minute ago. So when you talk about like a spike in viewership, clearly it was significant enough that again the fact they're writing articles about this. I mean, this it's significant enough to like raise eyebrows. If you're getting like the trades. Putting out headlines saying like Man of Steel, Peacemaker, Superman the movie, all like seeing a surge in viewership within days of Superman being released theatrically. So what for like everything you're talking about, like what as far as like the period of time that like something like that, like how long would something like that need to be sustained for it to be like?
It probably a lengthy amount because, like I said, you don't want to make a move on a flash in the pan. What you need to see is, and you also need to see how these things and their trajectory go alongside the current things that you're doing. So as we're releasing Lanterns, what are we doing on any of the Lanterns? Even the shitty movie from 2011.
I was going to bring that up.
Listen, believe it or not, that has viability. If we do a Lantern show on HBO Max, guess what else is on HBO Max? That movie. So you got to go where the numbers are on that one. What was the impetus of putting the Donner cut up? I'm sorry.
Well, that was a lot of. I mean, there was fan campaigning on that too, but that also was like before like social media and that unfolded over like a much longer period of time. There was more like traditional like letter writing and things of that sort of it, and
was unnecessary. I'm sorry, that's the lesser cut, and it really didn't change my life. And this is somebody who saw those movies at Man Chinese theaters in the movies and grew up with those movies. I could have gone the rest of my time spinning on this spinning ball, spinning around the sun year after year, and never seen the Donner cut, and my life wouldn't have changed at all. I never saw the deal with that. The movie that got released was the right movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, and actually going to the data question, like, would you expect, like something like this here, which again is like, a surge like this being big enough to draw this kind of attention. I mean, again, that's like you said, they'd be derelict in their duties to not, take notice of that and like, they'll at least jot down some notes on a post-it about that. But also, would you expect like, a spike for Man of Steel or anything else Superman related on HBO Max to happen like when Superman gets added to HBO Max?
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. And they'll be looking at that too. They're going to be looking at all this stuff. And not only do they need to be looking at it on HBO Max, people like Scott Snyder, people like Jim Lee, they need to be looking at the effect that these things and, the demands are having on DC as a whole. Because you have a unique, you may never get this kind of opportunity again to expand your demographic in all directions. which is something DC has had a problem doing.
And that's the other thing too, with everything we were kind of theorizing about Peacemaker the other night, and then you have something like this happen. Like if as we've speculated, he's doing, he's leveraging the Flash in a way to kind of to open doors, for his franchise.
I agree. I can't dispute that, Dark Knight.
Well, again, it's like, but it's news enough, or it's like this. I mean, this you can't tell me. You can't tell me this is not made it to James Gunn's desk. But yeah, you may want to Mr. Hand thought there, Dark Knight.
Well, dude, listen, man. Are you a senior citizen trapped in a 38-year-old's body? My God.
But when something like this, happens again, in tandem with, the release of a new Superman movie, and like as you said, like when Lanterns drops, I mean, we'd probably see like a spike, whether you like the movie or not, to see a spike of the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Wow.
So
that's so ironic. That movie sucked, and
I mean, it's I didn't hate it.
I thought it was a complete waste of time and a complete waste. And I thought I like Ryan Reynolds. I thought that might be the worst miscasting in a superhero movie of all time.
But if that kind of coupled with, if that's what he's doing with Peacemaker, and that's kind of like combining that with like, I'm going to retrofit the Flash. This is what the original regime tried to do with it, but now I'm going to repurpose that to service this new idea I have. And then you have like data like this coupled with that, like does that also kind of bolster like the possibilities of data that come out of like, data and like streaming, spikes like this?
Well, they have to. If you're running a business, you have to pay attention to all your associated demographic, no matter what it is, whether you're selling hot dogs on the corner or you're selling motion pictures. And if you have a multimedia franchise where you have like merchandise across the board, you have IP that is revenue on multiple platforms. You can't be in 2025 and not be paying attention to those analytics. There's no way you'd be able to stay open, and you'd be leaving so much needed money on the table by not paying attention to where, like right now, as we speak, that they're figuring out a way to farm the absolute universe, either by taking partial pieces of that IP and making them into action or live action, or making them into cartoons or whatever they are thinking. Their wheels are spinning, and vice versa. If you're Jim Lee, you need to be exploiting every facet of which you are selling papers and staples to justify it. Because if you're the house of ideas, you're the relevant one. Same thing with the movies. They should all be sitting at these tables with their analytics and their ideas all the time. I mean, there should be like a fusion cell. Their offices, to be honest with you, should be in the same building and have a center area where they can just run in there in the middle of the day and just blurt out an idea. There should be like the whole entire wall is a whiteboard where they can all just write on it and finish each other's thoughts. That's the kind of synergy that DC in general needs. That's why, and take that DC studio show, take the studios off of it, and I need to see more DC in that. And let Coy John Joe be like 75% of it, because I think it starts and ends with him. All these other things that they do and all these other people that they have on there, they're not relevant without the IP, and Coy best represents the IP in my opinion. So they should all be looking at this data. They should all be talking to each other. Now, the other thing I was kind of interested in is, Man of Steel, as and Superman 78, with those getting a viewership spike. Now I would guess that like things like BVS and Zack Snyder's Justice League did too, but I mean, I guess they probably didn't get it to the same extent as Man of Steel. Do you think that's because Man of Steel is like it's the only Superman solo movie out of that set, so that's why it's kind of like the most immediate beneficiary of a Superman movie being out in theaters? Yeah, it's Superman. This is Superman, and that's Superman. Even though he has those are movies he's in, but it's they're ensembles compared to Man of Steel being a Superman solo movie. By the way, I don't know why you responded to that dude on your tweet. Both of you were kind of right, and both of you were kind of wrong. He's probably gonna be swearing at me tomorrow, but it's like I'm just so tired of it. I'll leave this individual unnamed, but there's this one guy just constantly trolling people in the fandom. It didn't seem like he was a troll. Okay. Oh no, trust me, he's. Oh well, yeah, but you he goes far worse. And it's like I used to like to think highly of this guy. I blocked him. I unblocked him because I thought, okay, maybe he'll lighten up, but no, he's not. And
Yeah,
Hold on,
but that's about all we'll say on it here. Yeah, Dork. No, I'm not going to bring it up, but Dork. No,
all right. The amount of money was irrelevant. One has a 90% approval rating, and one has 50%. All right. I don't bring up any name, but two things can be right and wrong at the same time. The reason why the ratings and things mean something to Warner Brothers and DC Studios corporate right now is because of how they ran the franchise into the ground post 2017. They don't have anything. You're not going to have a financial base right out of the door. So you have to rely on these guys, have to rely on these critics. They have to rely on the audience scores. They're not going to get the volume of money that they had prior to 2017. So they have to stick their flag somewhere and say, this is where we're going to start. This is where it's going to hurt. But at the end of the day, we'll be where we need to be. So right now in 2025, there's no way they could have come into the situation and say, we got $1 billion on our hands. And I was saying that, I've been saying that for a year. If they had the right conversations about this is going to hurt for a little bit, you're not going to get the numbers that reflect what you think the quality of the content is. But there's a reason for that. There's a reason, because you had the people that you're even here for, the people who ran the company down to a discount so you could buy it. They did some shady shit from 2017 up until the point where you bought them out. That's not going away with one movie. So, all you have is an indicator that your universe has viability right now is going to be its reception and some money on top of that.
Yeah, and the more I'm kind of like, the more I've been kind of watching like the financials kind of roll in for Superman, because I'm kind of more when we got the opening weekend at first is like, because it did about as well as Man of Steel opening weekend, that my mind went to, okay, then it'll probably finish about what Man of Steel did 670. This will probably finish in that range. I'm now kind of more in Williams sort of realm. It's like, I think it's going to probably top out like 5 or 550. But again, like considering the circumstances, that's a pretty respectable outcome.
That is really good, guys.
Yeah.
If you're being honest and you lived this last 8 years, if you've lived this last 8 years and you figure, remember how many times we said it's really hard to be a DC fan right now? If we were saying that as geeks and we were hanging on, just imagine the average Joe, the apathetic person that just said, you know what, I'm just moving on to something else because it's less complicated. They got to rebuild that.
And that's where I'm also, my mind has kind of drifted similar to what William said, is like a lot of what I mean, there's all kinds of back and forth in the press and certainly on social media about like, oh, it's this movie's either doing phenomenal or it's doing terrible. But I'm kind of, my perspective as far as like what they're thinking internally. Yeah, I think I'm getting fairly confident that it's like their mindset is kind of what William said it needs to be. It's like we're coming into a brand that has had a lot of from the previous regime almost entirely self-inflicted damage.
No studio. This is in fact, here's another thing that I just say, when people start to compare the box office and all this shit, like I said 2 weeks ago, the conversation ends when you throw into the fact that this is the first Superman movie. This is the first DC film released under an independent or somewhat independent DC Studios. More independent than just having it be a Warner Brothers movie and any of those execs that come in and fuck with it. When you have a studio head, no Jeff Johns can come in there. None of these goofballs that came in and messed up everything, those guys get kicked out of the office. Why? Because somewhere in the fine print of that contract of him taking that job, it says so. So that any comparison between Man of Steel and Superman, other than your vision of the character, but as far as the business of it, it ends the moment you come to the realization that there is a DC Studios and there wasn't back then.
Yeah, and actually, we're not gonna go into this break down this article, but I shared one with William a couple days ago that Mark Hughes at Forbes wrote, where he was actually kind of echoing a lot of the same sentiments in terms of like the presence of a DC Studios, again, for lack of a better term, the safety net that it provides for
the barrier. I call it a barrier.
Maybe that's a better way to put it, the barrier. It puts up against like a lot of the strife and headache and BS we had to deal with from 2016 through 22, and So I'll link it. We're not going to break it down that, but I'll go ahead and link it for you guys in the chat if you want to go check it out.
All right. Yeah, I think AJ Styles is returning at Bound for, or not Bound for, I'm sorry, 7th anniversary, which I will be watching and covering live. Birds of Prey came out. It could have come out like yesterday, and it
came out a month ago. It beat Cope because I mean. Seeing it theatrically.
Yeah, Birds of Prey came out. We promoted it. It came out in February. It came out in February.
It beat the pandemic by about a month. And as we've said with Superman, so I mean, even like massive hits these days, they do like 85% of their business first 2 weeks. So
and even still, I mean, Godzilla versus Kong came out in COVID and made money.
So the idea that the pandemic was what killed Birds of Prey, that's not what happened at all. That's just not.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think people are starting to realize now that they get to see these movies and streaming, and that because of Zack Snyder's Justice League, you attach his name to his work, and you don't attach it to Harley Quinn or Shazam 2. Even though he's there as an executive producer, he's not directed. I think people understand that now, and that's why I say, well, the DCU bombed. No, the latter half bombed. Yeah, that's like saying that we took off from the airport and we were doing all right until some drunk beat up the pilot and took over the plane, and now we're all going to die.
Yeah, that's
a big difference.
Which that's something I just linked the Mark Hughes article I mentioned in the chat. That's something he goes into in this, and a couple others I've seen him write, where he talks about during the era before they did what they did on Justice League. I mean, those first 4 movies did like about I think like 4 billion. Or 4.3 billion, something like that. And he talked in this article, he talks about like that average came out to like about 835, which, putting that up against like Marvel's average of like 965 or whatever it was. And he says that includes all the Avengers movies, including Endgame. So, and that's what DC did with its initial wave of 4 movies. So, adding into everything we're saying here with this article and this viewership spike, I mean, the era where, again, things were going according to plan, that's also the data you could point to saying, well, I mean, the plane was actually, it was pretty smooth sailing at that point.
Till you panicked, which, to his credit. And here's the thing, David Zaslav, whether you're full of shit or not, whether you're lying to the public and you have some reservations, you did the right thing. You came out and you supported your studio head. You're the top of the food chain. And when you show competence, guess what the perception of your company from the top down does? They show confidence too. Even if you're nervous, this is a risky venture. Not everything's going to work out. But when you immediately come out, people say, oh, it's a victory dance. No, when you come out and you back your guy, that's important. You realize how much things would be, how different things would be in 2013 to 2017. Somebody with some class and somebody with some expertise would have came out and backed any of those filmmakers. We would be in a different place. And not only does that guy Zaslav's a knucklehead, he's the one who got the studio going, and he
didn't come out 4 days later and say, try to cut it out from under the knees.
He went out and he backed his guy. He backed his studio. And people, that's important. People will look at the leader, the CEO, because it's his ass on the line too. And when somebody who has as much ass on the line comes out and says that, that's important. That's really big. All right, so we're gonna watch something. A newer Fantastic Four trailer came out and actually shows Galactus in full.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, guys.
Before we do that, we're going to watch Mortal Kombat 2 again.
No, we're not. This whole, they spoiled the movie for me. Well, I don't need to see the movie now because they're giving it all to me in the trailers. What is wrong? Did you hit your head? Did you trip over your own feet when you got out of bed this morning, and did you smack yourself unconscious? There's nothing in any of these trailers that gave me all. I haven't seen a trailer that gave me everything in quite a while. I don't know about you guys. We knew Galactus was in the movie. We knew he was looking for Franklin Richards because guess what? They showed you with his head looking into the Baxter building, and Herbie is protecting Franklin there. They've already said that they've taken aspects of Earth X. Guess what? As you can read, well, I don't read comics. Okay, it's available for you. So how is that a spoiler? them telling you why, them showing you how. Those are spoilers. But I saw all the comments on this. It's like they spoiled the movie for you. What? It's a 2-hour movie. They showed you a couple minutes and that spoiled it for you. Maybe you just, I don't know. Maybe these things are too advanced for you. I don't know. But we're gonna take a look at this because I'm biased and you guys are calling it Fantastic Four. I'm laughing at you as you utter that nonsense. And I think this is going to be one of the biggest movies of the summer. And here we go.
I stretched the bounds of space, and they hurt. It's a herald of something to come.
Your planet is now marked for death.
Our work and Victor's has brought that Silver Surfer. If it has enough strength to fight us, who's the creature it serves?
Are we safe?
I don't know.
Whatever life throws at us, I'm not giving up.
There's not enough time.
That I don't think is real.
We will face this together.
Now, this right here, the other parts of it, I think have been thrown together. I still think it's a cool trailer, but that part I saw somewhere else.
We will fight it together. As a family.
You know, that shadow makes him look like the Megazord. He's coming in. He really does look like the Megazord.
That I don't think this was official, but it was still fun to show. It has all the official elements in it, but that part where the purple thing, that looks like it was thrown in, and I don't think he mentions Victor's name.
Yeah, but it doesn't have fatalities. It doesn't have the Nether Realm. It doesn't have F-bombs. It doesn't have Johnny Cage doing his thing. I'm not sold.
I care about Fantastic Four. I don't give a fuck about Mortal Kombat. Guess where the show's going. Sorry.
Here's one from RJ. And by the way, how's it going, RJ? William, I don't know if you collect Hot Toys. They just revealed the Glatz figure, and it's incredible.
I can't afford Hot Toys. Did you see Moose Man? Did you see in another trailer? Because I know they've been throwing out, a lot of people have been doing fan trailers, but the only reason I bought this one up because all the elements have been in every other trailer. So I didn't know. I saw this in Incredible Source, but that little purple thing, that's I don't think that's in the movie. And I don't know if he says Victor in an actual trailer because that would have been mind blowing because you're talking about Victor Von Doom. So
and look who else thinks MK2 looks like a ton of fun.
Have fun. Listen, you guys have your fun with Mortal Kombat. Stop trying to make me care about it. I don't fucking care about that movie. Let's see. Johnny Storms. I don't think you can miscast Joseph Quinn. I just like last night when I told you guys, I don't think there's such a thing as miscasting Johnny Quinn. But hey,
I think Michael B. Jordan could have been an amazing Johnny Storm if the script he had was just and not only that,
a normal size hot toy is hundreds of dollars. A Galactus one's probably going to be the larger.
It's gonna be like $1,000.
I don't know, dude.
Wow. Ooh.
So, you're talking about, we're talking.
Yes. Well, like I said, I go back and watch the beginning of this when we did the trailer reaction. RJ, it's like they knew they had gold in the beginning and the ending. They had a choppy middle section. They said, okay, let's work with this, and they're bringing Johnny Cage.
Like I said, I think I can't get the time back that I wasted on watching the first movie. So guess what I'm going to do to balance that out? Not even going anywhere near this one.
And as I say at RJ, it's like William is like he's having to deal with all the remorse of being the doubting Thomas on this.
I don't do remorse. Not for
we got to give him a week, guys. We got to give him a week. And now it might even have to be 2 because we're probably gonna have to end up watching Dumb and Dumber alongside Ace Ventura.
No, we're not, because we haven't moved an inch towards our goal, so we're probably
Guys got to come through on this.
That's
you
not
want William
happening.
just sleeping on the grass out at the side of the convention center? Is there grass like how far is the beach from the convention center?
It's right there. I mean, it's on the beach.
Oh shit! This is a pretty big toy.
Yeah, I'm not.
This is like a life size. It's like a size of like the human who would own the house it lives in.
And it comes with the Fantastic Four sticking to it. Where's Ben Grimm at?
Yeah. Like I said, that with the shot of him casting the shadow over New York, it was very. It makes it that shadow looks almost like the Megazord to me from Power Rangers.
And that's when he's coming through New York. He's coming past the Statue of Liberty. That's what makes me think that that part of the trailer, because there are some parts of that trailer that look like they were fabricated just to fill, but I still thought it was cool. That's why I showed it. So don't be like, oh, that was a fake trailer.
Well, that's not that's not uncommon for like shots that are from like deleted scenes or aren't necessarily meant to be like in the actual movie. I mean that's sometimes it's like it doesn't work. We don't think it's going to work in the movie, but we can use it as a marketing tool.
Yeah, because there's a part in this. There's a part in that. Here, let me show you where I think it's real. It's the part where at least a portion, because the size dimensions are right. So when it actually shows. This was consistent with the one scene that they would when they showed them negotiating. Because when his eyes light up like that, like they do on the popcorn bucket I'm about to get, his eyes was the same way, and but the face looks a little bit off. So this might be, but the size is right because he's right there. He's right at that height. So who knows?
Yeah, it looks a pretty good trailer. It's the second best trailer I've seen today.
I say none. Mighty Rex. I think that is a Fantastic Four.
Pull that up again. Where the odds of Dodger Room is operating is. Oh yeah. That's them. That's totally them.
Yeah, that's truly him. Like I said, I like I said this time next week. Like, I will be on the air this time next week. We will be covering day 1 and night 1 of the Comic-Con experience.
And then, again, hopefully you don't look like you just had like just the Shang Tsung suck your soul out from that.
No, I don't even think Hall H is going to do that to me this year. Because, like I said, without Marvel and DC, I looked at the list for Hall H. It's not. I mean, the Peacemaker might be
there, but there's nothing for Mortal Kombat 2 there because I would think
I didn't see anything. I mean,
Google
Mortal Kombat STTC, it'll show you.
Because I would think. I mean, they just put the trailer.
I mean,
out, week in
since I don't care about that movie one way or another, I kind of wasn't paying attention for it. But if you Google Mortal Kombat, I'm not covering that. Unless somebody sends me to cover it, but I don't think anybody's going to. I'll find something else to do.
What do you guys think of the new? I have not watched that trailer yet. I'm not really a Tron guy, so
yeah. Same here. Sorry, I haven't been a Tron guy since I mean,
I'll see the movie. I'll probably see the movie that comes out, but I mean, I'm not. It's not like mega high on my anticipation list.
It is not on my anticipation list. It's up there with Mortal Kombat, which is not.
No. Mortal Kombat 2 is like, again, this is William. You just got to give William some time here, guys. He has to process all the awesomeness he witnessed in that trailer.
Yeah, whatever.
It takes time for people to be enraptured in that MK fatality nirvana.
I did it when I was playing the fucking video game. That's William and Brad, do you think Fantastic Four will open higher than the best of God? Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Those aren't. It's not even. And it should. It should. There's. I mean, 225 or domestic. So domestic was what? Say what? 120, 123, 128.
It was 125 for Superman, which is pretty solid opening.
Pretty solid, given all the circumstances. If a A-list Marvel movie opened up to 125, there's going to be some chairs switching around. So plus, I think that I think because of Endgame, because of everything that's being built up, because we know what's coming, I think every one of these movies that have A-listers in them, and even some of them that don't, had Thunderbolts been released somehow, some way after Fantastic Four, or in between another movie, I think Thunderbolts would have made a lot more money. I think Thunderbolts would have had the same benefit that Captain Marvel did. But because it was released in a drought of A-listers before this movie came out, I think a lot of people are going to go back and watch Thunderbolts. But I think that Fantastic Four opens up to much more. Could be wrong.
Here's
but
a good
I
one on
think it
this.
does.
Did anyone watch the? Oh, no, we went. This is the one on. Which, by the way, we did, and it was awesome, and we covered it on here.
Okay, that's no more Fantastic. Can we just?
Did you see the China ticket sales for Fantastic Four? Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of a similar situation. The thing about it is, people, as Williams pointed out, without getting too much into politics on the show, America, for various geopolitical reasons, we're kind of not that beloved abroad right now, but also, you kind of look at the way, especially the post-COVID era, like how the numbers, the box office numbers are trended in China. They're just not running out even without like putting.
Well, movies have tariffs on them, so
well, not just that, but also it's. I mean,
that's the biggest. That's bigger than COVID.
Well, but also it's like you look at. I mean, just in general, like a lot of American imports, they're just not doing the business they did. Like like Aquaman and Man of Steel did both did gangbusters in China, but. I mean, it's just trended massively, down. You're not doing like, like Aquaman did like 300 million, I think, in China alone. But in general, like American imports, they just aren't lighting up the box office in China like they used to, just across the board. It's just been the general trend since then. So it's not really specific to Superman or Fantastic Four, but it's just kind of the way things have been going. RJ asks, William, have you figured out what panels you'd like to cover for San Diego Comic-Con thus far for DC? They're in panel for DC's All In Future.
Hold on for a second. You left out a couple of zeros there.
For that?
You met 22 million, didn't you, Antonio? I'm assuming you left out some zeros. I think you seemed to have several zeros, right? Because right now it's tracking to do between 20 and 30 million or more, potentially on par with top grossing films like Dune Part 2 and Inside Out. The movie.
Is that what's trending to do opening weekend in China or all told in China?
Let's see. Fantastic Four first episode tracking for a strong opening weekend, potentially reaching opening weekend. Yeah, opening weekend.
Oh, okay. It could butt that trend then.
Or it could be a disaster.
Yeah, because Superman, I mean, if you look at numbers, China is pretty weak for Superman right now. So,
not what? No, dude, I'm looking at it right now. Where are you guys getting this from? So I can go there. Some box office analysts anticipate a modest performance in China, possibly below 20 million, while others suggest it could reach 30 million or more. Are you going like where it is like right now? Because when does it even get released in China?
I think it comes out same time as it's doing the kind of they're not doing a staggered release. I think they're putting it out everywhere at once.
Oh, here we go. I'm looking right now. Yeah, they're looking at doing some big business in China, according to this. But it's all. But once again, you have other factors that could get in the way of that too. But I think overall, Fantastic Four is going to be, because of what it's leading into. I think the Secret Wars and Doomsday are going to have the effect on a lot of Marvel movies that somewhat that Infinity War did. Now, not to a certain degree, because you didn't have the Infinity War. When it ended, you didn't have Disney Plus. You didn't have the streaming option. Now you do, so that may affect it. But
RJ's going back to RJ's comment a minute ago. Hey, figured out what panels you want to cover at San Diego Comic-Con this far. So that's what I really want to hear about, is because DC's All In. I mean, that's going to be all kinds of. I'll be there for DC's All In. Because there's going to be all kinds of absolute news coming out of that. Peacemaker, yeah, and James Gunn will be present for that, of course. We're probably going to get that trailer that we're only seeing.
I don't know if James Gunn. I was let you in James.
Yeah, we're probably. I think we're definitely going to get that trailer that we're only seeing like bootleg cell phone, partial snippet form that everybody's breaking down details of that right now. It's like we're going to get that full trailer at Comic-Con, I have no doubt. And the Jim Lee panel, they always drop news at.
I don't know about if I can get to the Jim Lee one because of where it's at. It's actually not at Hall H. But I will try to get to that one. I know I'm going to the Toxic Avenger panel on Thursday night because Lloyd's there, and he's who's bringing me to Comic-Con. So we're going to cover that. I am going to cover I'm going to cover the Peacemaker one. I'm covering the Star Trek one at 12:30. I know I'm covering Predator Badlands.
Yeah, please tell me all about that because that's one I got my eyes on.
I want to cover Red Sonja, but I can't because that's when the Toxic Avenger one is. It's at 5:30 in Hall H.
I'm looking forward to that.
Ray is going to cover that. She's covering that.
Perfect. I got to be on the ground. You guys this year. I'll be keeping the lights on here.
There's a couple ones I have. Hold on. In fact, I have my little.
And actually, RJ just I think he just shared with me kind of where the kind of 22,000 figures coming from. Let me go and pull this up here. This is from that Luis Fernando fellow on Twitter who's kind of does a lot of box office talk on Twitter.
There's actually an Alien Earth wreckage thing that you can each day of the convention. I will be there covering that, where you can go see the wreckage of the crash ship that causes all this.
Yeah, so here's the thing I think RJ was talking about, and a lot of other people were talking. Okay, so in China, this box office, the next MCU film, Fantastic Four: First Steps, kicked off pre-sales on Thursday ahead. It's July, so it is coming out July 25th. It had a shocking $2,000 cum on first pre-sales day for the whole July 24th to 27th period versus, and compared to a whole bunch of other things. Keep in mind that only 2K screens are currently with pre-sales open, so always pre-sales will grow exponentially with the more screens become available. So yeah, it's not going to end there, but
no, it's probably going to end closer to the 20 to 30. That's a big $10 million gap though. But once again, we have some issues right now with China and the cost of our movies. When you put tariffs on China, they put tariffs on our product. So it makes it more expensive to go see a movie or anything right now. Right now, if you're the target of tariffs, even if it's indirectly affected, it's still affecting it. So it doesn't have to be a tariff on certain things. A tariff in general and anybody in your supply chain is going to cause problems. So hopefully we're there, but I still think it's going to do well enough in China. But I also think Fantastic Four is going to do blockbuster domestically. They're saying 110. I think it's going to blow that out of. This is my guess. I could be 100% wrong. I think that if a brand like the MCU, which is not as damaged as the DC brand is, can do 125. Then I think Fantastic Four with a much more intact brand can do far more than that. That's just my guess. Yes, Brad. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we watched that on here, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to it.
It's violent. So
again, it's probably going to get editorials about certain elements in it, but I mean, it's kind of unavoidable.
Yeah, this is dumb. I heard about this. This is dumb. I guess people are.
They're doing
pre-sale
selling
tickets
a year in advance.
People that are hawking tickets now because they got them. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, there's going to be like a whole cottage industry of scalpers on this.
Yeah,
this is going to be the most scalped movie of all time.
I mean, shit, it's got everybody in it. Yeah. Right. Are you talking about Fantastic Four? Yes, Rhea will be with me. Fantastic Four. Or are you talking about? Did you get your ticket for
the Odyssey?
You got your ticket for the Odyssey, Rhea? My goodness, what the hell? It's a year in advance.
Let me look. I'm gonna look up real quick if it's on AMC A list yet. That's how my AMC. That's usually how I'm getting my tickets through my A list membership.
I think if I wanted to, I could, but that's on a Sunday. Sunday's a tough day because there's like a lot of wrap up day and a lot of breakdown that has to go down with stuff. So I may.
What are your thoughts on that too? About like pre-selling the tickets for the Odyssey a year before the movie comes out?
There is no way in hell I would ever purchase, even for Blade Runner. Because I know that I'm going to be able to go. Maybe it's because I live in Vegas and there's theaters everywhere. I don't have to really go that far to go, but that's insane, dude. I mean, are you still? Wow,
what's the
dude?
point?
I'm not, dude. I was worried about buying tickets for Fantastic Four next week. I am not thinking beyond that. I'm like, no, my money's too tight. We spending that. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in a year. Yeah, it is. It is.
Funny. Yeah,
scalp tickets for everybody.
Well, again, for this particular, when you start selling them a year before the movie's out, yeah, this is going to be scalped to high heaven.
Then you got the 70 millimeter, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to see it in a normal whatever first I can get it to. They're doing it. They're doing it.
Again, I don't know what function that serves. You're going to make is this supposed to like bolster their box office or something? Because I mean,
I have no idea. I don't. I saw why Lucas is there. I just don't have it up on my screen because I got a lot of shit up on the screen right now. But he's doing something. It doesn't have to do with Star Wars or anything like that. He's doing something else that he's been promoting. So yeah, he's only going to be there on the Sunday. And like I said, Sunday is a tough day. Now, unlike previous years where I basically only stayed like half a Sunday because it was just, it was a clusterfuck to get to the airport. I'm actually staying, throughout the night. I'm actually going to be leaving on a really super late later flight. I'm not leaving until like 11:30.
You're like a red eye coming back?
Yeah, pretty much. It's an hour flight. So, and all the while I'll be telling myself, do I really need to come back to hell? Do I need to come back to the blast radius? So, yeah, it was about 20. I paid about 20, and I gave my ticket away for the Superman Tuesday screening after I got the Monday screening.
Yeah, a lot of people are give their tickets away to the Odyssey for like 3 times what they're worth. This, I mean, they are begging to be scalped with this.
I mean, I just can't see buying a movie ticket a year in advance, but I guess I'm in the minority because it's happening. So all right, guys, this is your time. Maybe the last 10 minutes.
Nolan has he has made some interesting decisions for Tenet on.
Listen, 2 of his movies I think are splendid. I think Dunkirk is one of the best war movies I've ever seen. And Oppenheimer, another war movie technically. That's one of the better movies.
So you think he's best in war movies, basically?
Well, no. Well, his other stuff, I don't like Memento. I hated Tenet, and it just hurt my head. It hurt my head.
Tenet, I'm still trying to make heads or tails of Tenet.
The
whole running backwards thing, and it's.
I mean, Inception wasn't awful for me, but it wasn't Inception. What I thought it was going to be. I left Inception underwhelmed. The Dark Knight trilogy, I've gone ad nauseum. I have a problem with, so I don't need to go into that.
Yeah, I love Inception. I mean, I'm definitely a bigger fan of the Dark Knight trilogy than William by large margin.
Because I don't think there's anything to it. I don't think it's the best Batman.
Which, by the way, 17-year birthday for Dark Knight today. 17 years ago today, the Dark Knight.
17 years. Heath Ledger would be 46-year-old.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
In the prime, he would still be winning awards. That guy. After seeing him in The Dark Knight, that guy had I truly believe that guy lived, he'd won at least 1 or 2 more Oscars. Because he was only 29. He was just getting going, and he hadn't been into that was the biggest movie he'd ever been in. And other than Brokeback Mountain, which I think he got nominated for Academy Award for, but he won for this. And for him not to be able to enjoy that really fucking sucks. Only 2 people have won the Oscar
won it posthumously,
and they were both Australians. Heath Ledger for Dark Knight and Peter Finch for Network. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take any more of that guy. Both Australians, both died before the ceremony. That sucks. Peter Finch was a little bit older, but Heath Ledger was 29. That is devastating when you think of what that guy had ahead of him, and just watching that movie, it haunts that movie for me, but it also underscores it. Like I said, I don't watch The Dark Knight. I watch Heath Ledger. That's it. I don't have, nothing. That movie is full of people that I love in other movies, but in that movie, I cannot. It's like Heath Ledger is the blinding light, and everything else in that movie is there to get me to go see him. Morgan Freeman, Michael K, all these guys, Christian Bale. Like I said, both the last two Dark Knight Nolan movies had like a ton of Academy Award winners. And like I said before, if you told me that you gave me a list of these people and they were going to be in any movie, no matter what the subject is, I'd tell you that's a great movie. That's an Academy Award winning movie. And then when you see them, especially in Dark Knight Rises, I'm like, Morgan Freeman, Academy Award winner. Michael Caine, Academy Award winner. Marilyn Cotillard, Academy Award winner. Kristen Bell, Academy Award winner. Yeah, I don't think he'd won his yet. But Gary Oldman, Academy Award winner. You literally, that movie was laced with some of the top tiered. Anne Hathaway, Academy Award winner. Literally, there are statues everywhere in that movie. If you told me that collection of individuals was going to be in any movie, I would have been like, where do I sign up? And then when I just saw it, I'm like, none of this works. That entire movie can be encapsulated into Marion Cotillard's death scene as Talia, which is a horrible portrayal of her. just bleeding to death, talking in the car for like too long, and then just dying. I'm like, that's the Dark Knight for me. The Dark Knight Rises for me. So yeah. Let's see. I think it's Art Show House. Oh wow, you haven't been in a while. Oh, actually, about what 2016 was that one?
Interstellar was 2014.
Oh wow, that's a tough one, dude. I mean, I know it's not in Hall H, but man, that DC All-In panel was so fucking good last year. Just seeing Scott Snyder just literally about to jump out of the panel with excitement, just it bled over, and he gave us pins and stuff. In fact, hold on for a second. I'm gonna show you guys something. I'll be right back.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I saw this too. I posted on social media and like, yeah, I really hope this is Jojo Rabbit Taika and not Thor: Love and Thunder Taika. And also, as I posted, yeah, it's like it had to be. I mean, we had this news had to get it the same day as we got like the Karl Urban Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. I mean, it's like reality. Fate is a flat circle, or or life is like whatever the hell that phrase is. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Is he gonna call up Karl Urban and say, "Hey, let's make Dread 2"? Is this what he's gonna do, or is he gonna do his own thing? And is his own thing gonna be more like Thor: Love and Thunder? God, yeah, William's a way bigger fan of him than I am. I mean, if we get Dread with the tone of Love and Thunder, that I'm just gonna cry. That is gonna be horrible. Oh man, in the original Dread, I love the original Dread. The original Dread is awesome, and you know what? And Aaron, as I'm sure you're aware, it has the same plot as the Raid, as everybody's pointed out. It is same again. Cops go into a building full of criminals, they get trapped, and they have to fight their way out. As I remind you of. Yeah, I love the original Dread. This Dread news, like, again, please don't be Love and Thunder Taika. Freaking slide for his Dread movie. Yeah, maybe he will. And see, that's the thing. It's like, I don't even know. He even kind of said this in like interviews he gave after Love and Thunder. It's like he doesn't seem like a he doesn't seem like a really big comic book guy or like a aficionado of these characters' material. So it's like I don't even know why he wants the gig in the first place. Like either with Thor or with Dread. It's like, I mean, he even kind of said like Love and Thunder is like that was a paycheck for him. I mean, more power to you, but I mean, I don't know. It's like when you're diving into like these worlds and these characters specifically. I mean, I would think of paycheck's definitely a great motivator, definitely a great you got to pay the bills, but also it doesn't hurt to actually have some personal attachment to the characters and the world they inhabit. Yeah, I saw this news. I bet Film Junkie lost this news. I bet he's gonna go on a roll about that in the Vodka stream tomorrow. This news is really, and you can see too from the reactions. This news is very. This is not the. This is not the news. The reaction you'd expect to like Taika and Dread like before Love and Thunder. Yeah. Yeah. But again, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This is how it works. Yeah.
That static is coming back again.
Well, we also got this static here. Did you see this news?
Oh, Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you guys are not big fans of it. He's Academy Award winning filmmaker, so I'm gonna
just please be JoJo Taika and not Love and Thunder.
Well, that's the thing. I think people do what's asked of him. All right, so this is last year. One of the things that they get. Oh man, that light is horrible. Fuck. There you go. Damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of glare on that, man.
Fuck.
But try like kind of tilt it back.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, there we go.
See that there. There you go. See, this is the absolute Batman pins that everybody who got into that panel got, and so slowly there you go. It's kind of cool. I got it at an angle, but it's actually 2 pins. It's the bat that you see in the very first issue of Batman, Absolute Batman. The bat he uses as a symbol, and then there's the Absolute Batman logo that you can kind of see there. That was cool. I expect them to give. So I'm really excited. This is from 2023. Each year they have a sponsor. Last year it was just Paramount in general. They just had the blue thing for Paramount. This year it's Dexter Resurrections, which is actually quite better show than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I am super excited for that panel. But let's look at some of the other things they got going on. Like I said, the FX things for Alien is going to be cool. I'm going to be going to that Image Comics. I might go to that Energon and skip that. Some of these things I'm going to be skipping because I'm getting autographs. Robert Kirkman will be there. I mean, there's a lot of shit, dude. There's a lot of stuff. I got 3 different screens up for Comic-Con. So and I got this little app, and Ray, you probably want to download this too, is where you can download it and you can click on what you want and it'll build you a schedule, what time you need to leave to get to what, the whole deal. So I'm looking forward, but like I said, the all-in panel, as far as like ones I'm sitting through, the Peacemaker panel, I'm looking forward to covering for the channel. There are certain ones I'm looking forward to covering for the channel than I am personally. So the Peacemaker one, I think, is going to be the biggest deal to cover for the channel. I'm going to be covering Trauma for the channel because I don't think Trauma gets enough credit and enough light. And I'm going to be there with the founders of Trauma, who's literally why I'm able to get that they got me into this one. So yeah, and I'm going to actually be a part of the Trauma panel. I will be filming and live streaming the Trauma panel, so I'm going to have fun with that. The Toxic Avenger one is going to be fun because we got a little thing that we're going to be doing here in Vegas when it comes to the actual release. But as far as panels goes, I'm thinking that's going to be them right there. But once again, there's so much going on. I have to, like, this weekend I'm putting together my game plan. By the way, it's not too late for you guys to donate to the Send William to Comic-Con in Style. We are halfway there with One Awful Movie, and Dumb and Dumber, which is an equally stupid movie, is a possibility if we reach another $140.
William's trip to Comic-Con is technically, and this will break his heart to hear this, but it is technically funded and sponsored in part by Ace Ventura.
Don't care. Don't care. The end result is all I care about. I will suffer.
And by Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunn.
And Trauma. Like I said, ask some people who've had to cancel their trips to Comic-Con. It's not cheap. It's really expensive. And you're in an environment where they up all the prices to everything you want to do. If you want to stay at a hotel, you're paying some even if you do it ahead. It's like saying, well, don't wait till the last minute to get a hotel. Yeah, there's limitations on things that that kind of like make it harder. The way main weapon in Batman Begins is a microwave vaporizing water supplies. Humans mostly made of. Okay. Muted Brad. Yes, hit the like button. Yeah, that's the best sounding Brad. That is the best sounding Brad right there. Hit the like button.
The best sounding Brad is Brad going gaga over Mortal Kombat.
Or losing your mind over a scary movie.
Yeah, well, that's like, you on Mortal Kombat. That's
I don't know. Sly Stallone wasn't a good Judge Dredd when he had his.
He is I am the law.
You know what? You know how bad that Judge Dredd movie sucked? Go watch Cobra. I'm dead serious. Go watch Cobra and just imagine Judge Dredd's head over Nick Coletti or whatever his name is. That movie sucks.
I knew you'd say that.
That movie sucks so bad, but it was 80s and we didn't care. It was Sylvester Stallone. We
Kicking ass
walked to
for
the
90,
theater and shooting people and just completely being cliche. It was 1980. I think Cobra was 1986. I don't even know if that movie was even successful. Was that movie successful?
Let me pull it up real quick.
You're the disease and I'm the cure. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible.
Yeah, it's 20. Oh, it was very successful. It's budget 25, box office 160.
Oh my God. Yeah. See, we didn't care. We did not care.
That would be great. No, that would be like a great like ratio today.
And Schwarzenegger. Before he put on Red Heat, that movie's stupid.
Command. I love Commando, but
Commando is complete bullshit.
Commando doesn't have a brain in his head.
Hey, let's a 4-quadrant rocket launcher with one hand. What? Dude, you're firing that just standing on your two legs. You have to get into a stance, knee on the ground, back blast area clear, and he's just shooting moving targets. I'm like,
it's the same thing with Rambo, where he's got a machine gun one arm, and just spraying dudes down.
He's using Rambo's carrying an M60 and shooting it and aiming it with one hand. First of all, that is not how you hold an M60. If you've ever held an M60, it's heavy. It's a two-man crew. It's a two-man crew to carry the pieces of it. The ammo, everything for it. The belt. And by the way, one of the things about the M60 in the squad, the saw, you don't shoot them like he did that long. The barrel will light up, heat up, and it will actually bend. Yeah. So you have to actually take the barrel off and put another barrel on.
Another thing too, with Arnold, in that he has the dude who's Sully. Well, actually, first before I get to that, when he gets on the plane, and they're taking him to South America to assassinate the dictator, or assassinate the guy the dictator wants to take over from. And Arnold, the guy who's the guard, the guy who's like placed on the plane to guard him, like he bends over and Arnold just nails this dude and just takes the fucker right out with his elbow, and it's just this huge, just big elbow in the face, and nobody notices it, and then he snaps his neck. It's like nobody notices this murder that just happened on a public plane.
That's that kind of movie. Ray, I tried to get you in Phil these because what happened is I was getting into the that's where we met up with Phil last year. Phil texted us and let us know where we were. We told him where he was. So I was moving in the line, and then I turned around and Ray had gone back to meet up with Phil. But by the time the line kept in, the seats were full. So they couldn't get in, even when they started letting people in at the end. So I got one of these, and I went back and tried to get some more, and they just said no. So I tried to get you one of these, Ray. You and Phil. Maybe this year.
But then the other thing was this is kind of personal trivia here with Commando, but the dude who was Sully, what's his name? I'm gonna pull him up real quick. Yeah, the dude who was Sully, one of the henchmen, Sully in Commando, David Patrick Kelly. I remember when I was a kid, when I first saw Commando, I was like 15, and I was talking to my dad about it one time, and he said, "Oh yeah, he went to the same high school with David Patrick Kelly because my dad's from Detroit, and so he went to the same high." And I'm like totally starstruck. Like, oh man, my dad's like. And by the way, that dude he would go on to be in things like The Crow. He was in John Wick. And he's also a martial arts guy. He's a karate guy, Tai Chi dude, and but he's the dude that Arnold says, "Oh, you remember what I promised to kill you last time? I lied," and he drops off the cliff. And so I'm asking my dad all these questions, and he's very upfront and says, like, we weren't like best buddies or anything. We just went to the same high school. We passed each other in the hall occasionally. And I'm just grilled my dad on this. He said, I don't remember him. We went to high school together, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger threw him off a cliff. So there's a bit of a personal story there.
Yeah. This is going to be our con right here. This is pretty much what we're going to be doing. That's why, like I said, it's if you're going to any convention like this size, just plan things out. See if you can team up with people to wait in some of these lines for you. Let's see. You guys are talking about Funyuns because you're both high. Cobra is not. Well, okay. It was 1986, awesome, but it was, man, my God, it was a bad movie. Remember the opening, the coolest thing about it was the opening. Okay, the opening scene with Cobra. There's this guy who goes in and he's robbing. He's not even robbing. He's just there to kill people at this grocery store. And then these cops are like, we got to call in Cobra because all the other cops are getting shot up, and then it's not this. So they call him in. He rolls up in this. I forgot he was driving. It was a kick-ass car, which is like he rolls up, walks in, says, "How bad? Real bad." The cop says, "Real bad." So he walks through the back door, and then he's like, hunting the guy, and he's like doing his cliche, I'm the disease or whatever. And then he, the guy's in there shooting people with a shotgun, point blank. And he, of course, it's Cobra. Of course, it's 80s. He's in there. He cracks open a beer. And he's drinking the beer. Then he tosses the beer, and the stupid ass criminal is distracted. And Sylvester Stallone Cobra comes out and just puts a whole bunch of holes in them that really maybe about 10 or 15 that didn't need to be there, was enough to kill them twice. And then there's a goofy press guy out there asking these dumb questions. Do you feel that you use excessive force? He's like, and I do love the answer to this. He's like, I gave it everything I had. It's like, so yeah, he's basically saying yeah. And then the reporter's like, don't you think you overdid it? And then he goes over to the guy who gets shot, the clerk that got shot, and he opens up the body bag. You tell that to his family. And I'm like, this is Rambo with some deep sunglasses. But it was such a stylistic movie. Even if it was bad, it was fun. You knew you were watching that kind of movie, and you're like, yeah, I want more of it. That was the 80s, man. We just went to the movies because it was something to do. And it was fun. And if you had a big name in your movie, yeah, most of them sucked, but it was still fun.
Yeah, again, like Commando. It's like, I love Commando, but it is, again.
Yes, they are. They are real, Clint.
Commando.
No. Some of these movies are suspension of just common sense and belief and everything else. Some of the movies are complete bull, and especially if they're using military equipment. I was bought up on military equipment.
Oh yeah, it's like
you knew damn well.
And I mean, I'm adjacent to the military, but I can pick apart bullshit.
Like Top Gun was fun, right? Yeah. But that thing he did with the MiG, because of the way a MiG-28 or the one was built with the fins, you couldn't do that. They would have crashed. But it was fun. We knew it was movies. It was fun. But but when it comes to like the weapons and stuff like that, once you've held the M60, I'm sorry, even if you suspend your disbelief, you realize, holy shit.
You pointed that out actually. You pointed out with Predator when we did our Predator watch party a few months ago.
Jesse Ventura. What the what?
When they take it when he gets killed, and then they all just start blasting away where the Predator is, and what was it, Mac? He has his 9mm. He just fires like 8,000 rounds.
Yeah, doesn't
that bear would have been liquefied in the amount of time that how many artillery he discharges there.
I think Heat was the first movie that I saw where people actually loaded and reloaded the way they were supposed to. Hold on, let me show you guys something, because you watch Heat, the way those guys reload, that's the way they teach you how to do it. I'm going to play something that's probably going to get us kicked off, but who cares? Oops, nope, don't want to do that. Present share screen. Here we go. Warner Brothers, of course.
Society is breeding a new kind of criminal.
Look at that car.
It's also breeding a new kind of cop. Meet Cobra. He does the job nobody wants.
Did you use unnecessary deadly force?
Do you know you have an attitude problem?
Yeah, but it's just a little one. You think you would recognize me if you saw him again?
The tall one?
Yeah. The one who wants to kill you.
Do what you have to do to get a lead on this maniac.
And if I find him?
Do what you do best.
That's the bullshit right there, driving down we drove out of the parking garage.
Stallone is Cobra, the strong arm of the law.
Wow. That's what got us to the movie theaters in 1980s, man.
And again, this is Stallone in his heyday too. This is the Stallone.
Yeah,
the
this is
Stallone
1986.
Schwarzenegger
This
80s,
is
80s heyday.
I mean,
that was Sly when he was like what he was doing between like Rocky and Rambo.
Yeah, that's what I saw it in the movie theater too.
What was the first Stallone movie I saw theatrically? I think it might have been Expendables actually. It might have been, no, really. It's because I was a little, because he had like after like around when he kind of started having like his 90s kind of career slump, and then he kind of came back up around Rocky Balboa. So yeah, so it was.
Didn't he marry Bridget Nielsen after Rocky 4? Yeah,
yeah.
He married
and
her.
then they got divorced.
Divorced like 2 minutes later. What the hell happened to Cool? I know it involves a Middle East yesterday. That's the thing about like going from like the 50s to Steve McQueen all the way up till Cobra. That's what sold the movies. I mean, the man's man, the big bad, even Eddie Murphy. Dude, Eddie Murphy and Axel Foley was that way. He wasn't the brooding type, but he was the alpha. That's what I think the word we're looking for is the alpha. Dude, cop movies, I couldn't get enough of them. I could not get enough of cop movies in the 80s, even the shitty ones, dude. But most of them were somewhat good. Dude, 48 Hours, Nick Nolte, dude, that movie. The scene where Eddie Murphy goes into the redneck bar. it's crazy shit. Nick Nolte is sitting there with him, but he takes Nick Nolte's badge, and so he acts like he's the cops. And obviously in the 80s, we weren't thin-skinned. He was going all over. I mean, he's like a bunch of rednecks. I mean, he was just completely going full on stand-up comedy on him. But yeah, 48 Hours was good. Beverly Hills Cop was good. Cobra, I mean, it's you look back on it now and you're like, oh my God, I actually got excited for that, and I was actually feeling good when I left it because it was just it was fun. What other cop movies? Dude, just some serious good. We actually just do, even though it's not sci-fi, cop movies were the 80s, man.
Yeah.
Cop movies were the 80s, dude. I mean
Lethal Weapon,
Lethal Weapon, yeah. We couldn't get and all of those are good. Lethal Weapon was all of those movies. Lethal Weapon 2 is probably as good as Lethal Weapon 1. Die Hard, it's not a Christmas movie. Shut the hell up.
Bullshit.
Die Hard was a cop movie.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones that are just like, that were, and then, certain cop shows were good. I mean, Miami Vice. I mean, to me, is a master class of.
When was Knight Rider on? That was 70s or 80s?
80s, 1983, 1987. But yeah, you take a Miami Vice revolutionized TV. Miami Vice revolutionized TV. He revolutionized Miami. As a matter of fact, a lot of the stuff that went in and going on in the Miami Vice, the architecture that they helped bring up, stayed there. There are so many techniques that Michael Mann used to tell that cop story that are held over. Miami Vice was the first TV show that I'm aware of to use actual rock stars soundtracks in the actual TV show. He was the first one to bring an actual soundtrack to a TV show. The very first episode of Miami Vice, I can hear it coming in the air tonight. That's where most people started to hear that song. Was the first episode, the end of the first episode of Miami Vice. That's one of the most iconic scenes in TV. So yeah, cop shows in the 80s, man. Cop movies in the 80s were fucking good, man. I mean, I could V was
like,
great.
Yeah, again, like even though like with Cobra, they were usually bullshit.
To Live and Die in LA is not only a good cop movie, there's a Secret Service element to it. That's I don't think that's Michael Mann, but that's William Peterson. That was him on the come up.
Oh, how could I forget this? RoboCop.
It's not really a cop movie. But
you don't think so?
Obviously, not in the terms that we're talking about, but RoboCop is great. It's a classic.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like
the
not superhuman cop. It's Law and Order. Turner and Hooch. Yeah. What was that? That Tom Hanks with the dog.
I think
I think he dies at the end. I'm sorry, it's a 40-year-old movie.
If you want to get a good laugh, go and look up on YouTube. Go look up the RoboCop scene where Ed 209 goes berserker on Kenny in the board meeting, and look at the comments, because the comments, a lot of them are all about the other line. Is anyone going to call a paramedic?
Well, he's not being saved in that movie.
That's what everybody says. I mean, there's comments in there and things like, well, OCP must have the best paramedics in the world.
Yeah, well, they put back him. They put Frank back together, and Frank was dead. Frank got his arms blown off. So
No, you mean Murphy, right?
Murphy, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but no, there was more
Wasn't,
of him.
Wasn't his first name Frank?
No, his Alex. His name was Alex.
Oh,
Murphy.
okay, dude, it's been 40 years. Sorry.
Well, yeah, but there's more of him left by the end of that than there is of Kenny. I mean, Kenny gets like 800 bullets, is riddled in his body. He's laying in a pool of blood. There's nothing left of him. He's not salvageable.
Yeah, but yeah, Frank and I mean, to Live and Die in LA is an intense movie. That's 1985. That's an intense movie. I remember I was 11 years old and I saw that. That's intense. That movie holds up to today. The V miniseries was an event. It was you everybody was talking about it. Remember 1980? It was 1983 when the first V came out, and they had hyped it up with the commercials, with the big flying. You could kind of what Independence Day was in the mid 90s for cinema. V was to television in the 80s. And they would have signs up everywhere saying the visitors love you. And I remember everybody was watching V. You went to work, they were talking V. You went to school the next day, they were talking about V. So yeah, it was one of those events. It was a miniseries back when they did that. What's so funny?
Because I took my own advice. I pulled up. I got one of the Ed 209, a clip of Ed 209.
Oh,
that scene. I'm looking at the comments. I'm going to read some of them right here, like comments of, like about Kenny.
I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking. The great Ice-T, the soundtrack to Colors, which is a dangerous movie. A dangerous movie to go see in the 80s because it was about Crips and Bloods and cops. Pretty volatile things if you were living in Southern California, which I was. Gangsters were shooting at the screen at certain screenings. So yeah.
So here's one guy. This guy gets turned literally into fine paste. Somebody called the paramedic.
Robert Englund wasn't me. Yeah, before anybody knew who he was.
He's finally getting a star in the Walk of Fame.
I always thought he had one. See, some of these people, I thought they already had one. But Robert Englund plays Walter. Yeah, he's in. Before you knew him as Freddie, I said Freddie Mercury, didn't I? Before you knew him as Freddy Krueger, he was in V. Yeah, Magnum P.I. was good. Magnum P.I. I would watch old Hawaii Five-0 repeats. Hardcastle McCormick. Oh, Bad Boys was preeminent. Bad Boys in 1995, and those guys they're still doing it today. Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 2 might be one of the great sequels they've ever.
Yeah.
Please stay focused, please.
Here's a good one. They don't need paramedics. They need a mop and a bucket.
Okay, that's hilarious. Bad Boys 2 might be one of the top 10 sequels done of action movies. The chase scene where they're chasing the Jamaicans, watching that in the theater was awesome. When he's driving his Ferrari and they're dodging cars, when they're shooting at him and dodging cars, and Martin Lawrence is scared, hey, you see that they're throwing cars? I was like, of course I see it, they're throwing cars. And then Martin Lawrence is shooting back, and he accidentally shoots up the dashboard. He's like, pay attention. And that shootout in their house where they're shooting at each other at those different angles, and he puts up the gun to where he knows the Jamaican's eye is going to be, and he shoots him. And he's like, trigger Mike strikes again, because Mike kills everybody. He does not miss when he shoots, which is crazy. But yeah, man, that Bad Boys 2 might be one of the best. Hill Street Blues. Hill Street Blues is a little bit harder for me to take. That was more of a slow grind, but I did watch it with my dad. Hunter, remember Fred Dryer, Hunter. Every Saturday night, back when Saturday night was your big night on TV. Yeah, some good. Serpico is another slow burn, because that's actually a true story about corruption too. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying Bad Boys 2. Lethal Weapons 1, 2, and 3, to be honest with you. I don't know about 4, but Lethal Weapons 1 and 2 were like classic, man. Well, yeah, because they were literally, I mean, the stunts in Bad Boy 2 were ahead of its time. And that sequel was great. He's like, I was at a barbecue. Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen it, Daniel Martin? Yes, it does. It has one of the most batshit crazy car chases. Literally cars being, those cars that they, when the cars are transporting cars to the dealership, how they have the cars all stacked up. The Jamaicans hijack one of those and they start shooting the chains. So while Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are chasing them, they're literally throwing cars at them on a freeway. So yeah, that was some crazy shit right there. Which version of the Bad Lieutenant? There's a couple ones, the original or the remake. LA Confidential. That's where Kim Basinger won her Academy Award, by the way. Point Blank's a little bit. I wasn't the biggest fan of Point Blank when I saw that in the movies. It's fun, but you know. All right. Yeah, those movies we talked about are Super Cops. He's a damn robot. All right. I think we'll have to save this cop talk for a different show because there's a lot of cop shit, especially 80s.
Yeah.
Well, Copland. That's another Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. I just wasn't excited about it as a lot of people were. Okie dokie, guys. Like, subscribe, click on that. Click on my little link so I can get some more little sausages. So I can get more of this.
Guys, we gotta get.
Brad just wants to see me watch a stupid movie. He doesn't care. Brad doesn't care whether I live, starve, or die out in San Diego. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants an excuse to watch stupid movies.
You know, I'll leave with Silver. You know what? I'll leave with Silver just watching the toilet scene in Dumb and Dumber.
I wonder if you were the only person in the theater laughing at that.
I can assure you I wasn't.
Here they are, guys. We are $140 away from the goal. We haven't moved since the other night.
We're guaranteeing Ace Ventura winning your calls, but we can't complete this Odyssey without Dumb and Dumber, guys. It would be an unfinished symphony or something like that.
No, not a word you use to describe those drugs movies. All right. Tomorrow's Friday. I will most likely not be on the air at any given time. So, Dirty Harry goes out saying, yeah. So the next time I see you guys will be Saturday for our overnight live show. And how much to send William to the premiere of? Well, I mean, if you're actually wanting me to sit through it, because I'm already going to be promoting the movie. So if you want me to actually go to it and get to it, yeah, you're going to have to do $100 on that one, because I really have no interest in seeing it. I don't have any interest in seeing it for free, let alone.
Again, guys, give William the time. Just give him a week. It's like
I've had enough time.
It's existential crisis.
I've had enough time. I had since 2021 while I was watching that movie, and I've had 4 years to not get shit about that movie.
It's too much to process at once. You have to give him at least a week, if not 2.
Dark Knight, $100. How about that? Is that fair, Dark Knight? There you go. The link is in the chat. It's at the top of the chat. I'll put it in here again. It's at the top of the description too, by the way. And if this SC thing pay doesn't work, you can do it. It has a PayPal link. You can do it, and it goes right to me. It did not. Thought that was one of the worst movies of the year.
Again, guys,
there were some really bad movies that came out in 1995, and for me to put that up there,
and it was not one of them. It was one of the best. In fact, it was almost inarguably the best.
Smoldering trash.
In a Hong Kong action movie that we had not gotten at that point.
We didn't need at that point, apparently, because we sure as fuck didn't need that movie.
William Time, guys. It's like
no.
The
that doesn't change. Yeah,
was just injected into his eyeballs and his ears was just so much.
Like, I'm not obsessed with this shit like you are. The kung fu thing doesn't get. Oh my god! See, you'll give leeway to shit movies if they got kung fu in them. I can't do that. That's your prep. That is fine. I can't do that. If a movie is garbage and it has some martial arts in it, I'll watch those scenes maybe. But I'm not gonna give a movie an excuse for being awful just because it's got some, flippy kicky stuff in it. I mean, it's just it's not gonna happen. You can do it though.
Just give him time.
Yeah, Brad ain't good. Brad's not gonna do that shit. No, I was 21 when MK 95 came out. So, and I went to the movies a lot that year because I was under a lot of stress that year. That was my first full business. First year of opening business. So yeah, there you go. Brad ain't gonna put up with one red cent.
You guys gotta do it for me. You guys gotta do it.
And they're not going to. Apparently, we're not getting.
Gotta come through.
Where's Larry at when you need him?
William could be sleeping at a homeless shelter while he's trying to enjoy Comic-Con. We can't let him go through that.
A homeless shelter in San Diego is probably higher end than most places, but
it's probably
all right,
true.
guys. That is it. Braveheart was in 19. Yeah, so yeah, and that was Mortal Kombat was not Braveheart.
Three-quarters as awesome as Mortal Kombat 95.
Yeah, Academy Award winner, best movie, and that actually was one of the last ones I actually deserved.
It's one of the least historically accurate movies of all time, too.
Of course, it's complete bullshit. Okay, well, we're on our way there right now, fourth. So there you go. All right, please like, subscribe, donate, share, hit the alert button. I will see you more than likely on Saturday.
All right, see you guys then. Great stream, and remember. We've